Hi guys, so here we are in this new video where I wanted to show you the result of a work that lasted for years, a few years. The first step, if I'm not mistaken, was done by the owner around 2008. And a second step was taken to fix the issues caused in the first step, which was a poorly done crack that created a swelling of the trunk. In the second step, a split was made, and the trunk was bent in such a way as to try to give it a new life. After that, the owner took a break for a few years, about 12 years, and here is the result today, how the plant looks, the history of the styling of this plant that we can appreciate today. So guys, today we are working on this plant. It has already been cleaned. It had grown a lot. It is a plant that I had already shown in my bending lessons several years ago, and it was put in the workshop in 2012. Daniele, there's too much spider, Diego. 2008. Well, no, we bent it in 2012. Then he just took a moment, Daniele, not to come. But in the meantime, the plant has matured. The bend we made has stabilized. Okay. The bend is stabilized. This is the result. Look at the naturalness it has taken when the bend settles. Okay. And we need to reconstruct the shape. Now it is very flattened. We need to lift it up. If we look here, you can see that this area is very far from the trunk. So in order to bend, the first task is to remove what hinders the bend, which is, for example, this thick, strong branch. And at the moment, we go to bend as if by magic. And this is a piece of advice I always give. Remove all the elements that get you into trouble, that prevent you from shaping the form. Okay? You see that now without that branch, I have nothing preventing me from compacting. I would like to bring this point here in the middle. Just a tie, a strap, something. So now we prune it, we wire it all. Then, once it is wired, we pull back this apical area and style the plant. This branch, let's see if we should keep it or not, because theoretically it should go underneath, but I really like it 0 because it looks like a flying saucer. I would like to move this so that the apex rises slightly. In this position, that one sticks out too much from the shape. It widens it too much, you see, ugly. Let's see what comes out of it. So we have cut some branches that were too many because these are already low. In fact, let's cut them right away. Good nere, cut it off because okay. Also that low one, because otherwise it will touch the papot's peak point. Now, we have freed this branch that he wanted to cut because it was sticking out here. We bring it back, we put it back up. So, we essentially give a little more height to the plant and give it volume. Additionally, we pull this slightly back. We get a beautiful plant with the foliage 10 centimeters taller than now, with this almost embracing. This would be the trunk. It starts from here that embraces our foliage. Come on. We throw a wire there. We are at this point in the work where we have wired with thick wires to position the primaries. This is a plant you saw at the beginning, a bit bushy. It needs to mature a bit. But now we are going to wire the branches in detail, so we try to make it as similar as possible to how we would like to see it in the future. The front could be more or less this. Indeed, I go so that this strength is visible. The elbow that encloses the vegetation, when we have wired everything, we have positioned it well. We will meet again, have a discussion, see a little of the result we can achieve immediately, and we will also talk about what we will focus on in the future. So, we have done the styling. Here is the plant more or less finished, more or less how we wanted it. Very beautiful this. It turns inside. Now you can see a lot of these branches passing in front, but then we will make a selection, nice also in terms of three-dimensionality, more or less here. Viewed from the side, too flashy this, very strong. Even though it has a nice dry part here, it is very strong. Also because then the separation of the branches would be this. It doesn't involve a tube, it's a pipe. Here, this is more or less the front. It can be from this range to this range as desired. Let's see how it will develop. But the important thing is to remember where we started with this plant. A straight pole is basically like this due to a cracking error, and I would say it's something that has been greatly remedied, a pleasant plant that I would like to have in the garden. So guys, here is the completed work. A long job, but mostly because the plant was forgotten for a period. But it's beautiful because you see how it has matured, and it's something that doesn't often happen, to see a maturation from a mundane plant to achieve this result. I am quite happy. So when you design, I know it's always difficult, but many times you need to think about the future development of the plant, because this plant has truly surprised us, and positively. If we had only imagined that the result would be this, we could have aimed to create a plant with a styling more or less like this mugo, a famous mugo currently by Mauro Stemberger. Its shape has changed a bit because it has matured, but the trunk's growth is very similar. The only thing is that 12 years ago, we would have never thought that the plant would respond so well, maturing the trunk so well, thickening it, highlighting the veins, and becoming a truly precious plant. Now, I hope not to offend Mauro by comparing the two plants, but it was just an example. Okay guys, if you liked it, give it a like, share it. I study bonsai in Subra for your teaching, in the lab or online. Greetings and see you soon.